good afternoon, financial professionals. I am Phil Haug, Senior VP of Sales with E4 Insurance Services, and I am welcoming you to our very last brew for 2024. So kind of a big deal. We've got a few weeks left in the year, but this is going to be our last brew. We do want to say thank you and appreciate you for tuning in. For those of you joining Brew for the very first time, welcome. And we like to start off today by celebrating today's national days, and we've got some interesting ones. Again, we always find the interesting ones. We've got Answer the Telephone like Buddy the Elf from the movie Elf, the Will Ferrell movie. We've got National Bake Cookies Day. I kind of like that one. So bake some cookies. I guess up in North Dakota, there's some snow coming. So make the house smell like chocolate chip cookies is not the worst thing in the world. And Dan was surprised I did not get on the brew this morning or this afternoon for this one, wearing the prop with the National Wear a Plunger on Your Head Day. My only disclaimer on that would be is if you're going to do it, make sure it's a brand new one, preferably one that you just picked up from the grocery store and you're going to get your cookie materials. So on today's brew, we are joined by our very own Dan Peterson, President and Managing Partner, who's going to give us an exclusive look at how E4 Insurance Services will help advisors and agents reach the big leagues and roll out our new 2025 lineup to come. For those of you that are going to see here in a little bit, we're going to have a baseball theme for our marketing and promotions for 2025. So we kind of like to theme some things. So baseball is the one. We encourage you to use the chat box or raise your hands to ask any questions, and all attendees are entered into a CE voucher. And this week we're going to be doing a special. Normally it's $5, but we're going to be giving away a $25 Starbucks gift card for the winner that we will announce at the end. So with that, thank you for tuning in. And Dan, we do appreciate you taking time to invest and speak some E4 stories with us. So we'll start off with looking forward and talk about our 2025 initiatives and looking at the very near future, which we just have we're flipping a calendar page here and putting a new, it used to be, you get used to writing the new date on the checks. We're going into 2025 from 2024. What are you most looking forward to in improving the advisor experience with the initiatives that are coming forth for 2025?
Well, Phil, I look at and the theme, the drumbeat that I try to lead this organization with is it's not just an advisor experience. That can either be positive or it can be negative. So what we talk about is a consistently positive advisor experience. So as they work and plan with their clients, how are we coming alongside them to support them, to create that consistency in positive experiences? So that's really what we're geared towards as an organization and what we're looking to do even better in 2025.
So making sure that positive experience is kind of at the forefront. So with that, obviously, you know, it's no secret we're growing. E4, there's a lot of individuals, myself included, have come on inside the last 12 months. We've got 4 new RVPs and we've got a bunch of other additional staff that have come on in the last 12 months. So the growth curve is really, it's pretty cool, actually. You have referenced that. You have referenced the positive experience, which also includes the staff. Can you kind of take a moment to detail the vision of to 2027 and beyond? I know next year's 25, but we started out on a 4 or 5 year plan. Do you want to talk about kind of the direction that E4 is going?
Yeah, well, we're continuing to grow. I think double-digit growth rates since E4 Brokerage and Insurance Services Group merged in late 2019. We've experienced double-digit growth rates each and every year since that time. Our staff has gone from a staff of 14 to today over 35. We see that continuing to grow as we provide more and more support and services to advisors. So some of the things that we're focused in on is in order to create consistent experience, not just for our advisors, but also for our staff, is an onboarding and training specialist that we're going to be adding to our team in the coming year that we hope will bring that consistency and positive experience across both the organization, maintaining our culture and the services that we provide, because the touch points of our staff is really where we provide the services to advisors.
Mm-hmm. So you talked about, the consistent experience and, the double digit growth. In your opinion, obviously E4 is near and dear to you. What do you think is attributable to those that because the growth's been pretty consistent. I know a lot of advisors are sitting at home or at their office today, and they'd love to have a double-digit growth year next year. What are some of the keys that you think E4 has kind of capitalized on, or what are the strengths that E4 has done from a business standpoint to have that success year after year?
Well, the first thing is we're talking with more financial advisors, so expanding our footprint across the country, adding new touch points in different locations. We're
Mm-hmm.
we're we're going deeper with the advisors we work with, trying to have consistent production across four lines of business that we support.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, Phil, we remind everybody that we do really four things. We protect income, whether that's income from the death of a working person, and the expenses for that family continues, or that's somebody gets sick or hurt and can't work,
Mm-hmm.
and their income drops. We ask the basic questions: what's the plan? And help advisors plan for those events with their clients. The long-term care side of things, the income stays the same, but the expenses shoot up. So what's
Mm-hmm.
the plan? And we protect that. And then lastly, we protect income from running out of income in your senior years as you retire. Protecting that lifetime income is really important. We provide liquidity. At the end of the day, businesses need liquidity to
Mm-hmm.
buy out a deceased partner, a disabled partner, a retired partner. They need liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, estates and businesses need liquidity for taxation. So we provide that and do a lot of planning. And we're looking to expand that with some advanced support in those areas in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
We protect investment portfolios. We've seen a great 30% increase approximately in the S&P 500 this year. It's been a great year, but at the end of the day, it's not guaranteed for tomorrow.
Right.
And so we can bring that certainty through great annuity products that can meet the needs of the clients who want to protect their investment portfolios. And then lastly, we provide retention and reward strategies to help businesses retain and keep their high impact people and provide very meaningful benefits and protection for those high impact people. And so we
Mm-hmm.
come alongside advisors. Ultimately, we help advisors and their clients plan. That's
Mm-hmm.
really what we're focused on.
Yeah, and I like that term coming up alongside. We get the opportunity to work with and work for the advisors and come alongside them and present those opportunities and solutions. The two you mentioned something on the portfolio with the S&P growth and things like that. And two of the things I've been hearing a lot, just kind of keeping my radar is always on, is I'm hearing a lot of referring to the annuity product as a bond alternative. And I'm also hearing a lot of planners talking about capturing, locking in their gains. So having those conversations with customers, clients that, hey, you've made a ton of money, you've hit your number, so to speak. Let's lock in those gains. Let's protect it from loss. So obviously that is exactly what the annuity is designed for. You talked about the long-term care expense. We all have stories, and stories sell. A friend of mine recently, their father had passed away, but had a brief stay in a nursing home, and the mother he was there for 14 days, and she actually the mother got the bill yesterday, and it was $14,000. So for 14 days in nursing home was $14,000. So, and then we're not talking about the Taj Mahal of retirement homes. This was your average nursing home. So those are unforeseen events. That's an unforeseen bill. And the story was, the mother got the $14,000 bill, and she called the daughter crying, didn't know what to do. So obviously we want to partner with advisors to help prevent those calls and be thankful that they have things in place
Well, we
for
do
it.
get those calls, Phil, on the opposite side of that.
Yeah.
And we have elder law attorneys who who contact us and contact advisors that we work with.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the, the, the spouse is in the nursing home or in the memory care facility. They're spending down a lifetime of their assets outside their home, their car,
Mm-hmm.
and $150,000 of cash or investments. And they're in that crisis mode
Right.
because they didn't have a plan. And yes, we can help them. We can help mitigate some of the crisis. But the
Mm-hmm.
best way to mitigate it is to plan ahead of time for those events, so that your family doesn't bear 100% of the of the of the impact of that those decisions. So
Yeah. Yeah. Proper prior planning, right?
yeah.
Um, so another P word is partners. So as we talk about proper prior planning, so obviously independence is a cornerstone of E4. Recently, it was announced that new partners are coming into the organization. What do the new partners bring to the organization? What does that mean for the future of E4 as you see it?
Well, we want to build an organization. Number one, we believe that when people join E4 as in an employer-employee relationship, that it's not a servitude model or an indebtedness. It's really a lending of one's talents and abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And when you join our firm, you lend your talents and abilities, and for that, yes, you receive a paycheck and benefits and other things. But more than that, we want to create that environment where they have the opportunity to learn, to grow, and develop, so that if an opportunity internally or externally comes along, they're better off for having been here. But we've identified, as we talked about our employee growth, we talk about the future. We want to become a top 10 firm in this country. Within Libra Insurance Partners, we're cracked the top 20 this year, which
Mm-hmm.
is a big move for us. We know we're going to have great people tied in to our organization who are committed to our mission and what we're trying to accomplish. So we expanded opportunities this year, adding 4 new partners and an increased partnership for one of our existing partners.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all people that are on our team, interacting with our advisors and agents day in and day out that they work with. And these are people who have the opportunity to impact this organization going forward. And so it's really, we're excited to have expanding partnership. We want to remain independent as we grow. We think
Mm-hmm.
it gives us the best opportunity to be responsive. People don't want to deal with call centers. They want to deal with friends. They want to deal
Mm-hmm.
with people that they have a relationship with and they know that can get things done on their behalf. So as an organization, that's what we're really focused on.
Yeah, we don't have a 1-800 number. We have cell phone numbers on email signatures, right?
Correct.
Is it safe to say and fair to say that the we're the partners indicate the growth is going to come from, we're not looking to have outside influence. We're not looking at consolidation or being bought up by one of these larger institutions. We want to maintain that independence and do that with our people and the people affiliated with. Is that safe to say?
It is safe to say, and ultimately, there's a reward for those people that help build the company. The high impact people who have joined and become partners, they have the opportunity also to be tied into the long-term success of the organization. So it is, yes, we want to remain independent, but we also, most importantly, want to reward our key people.
Right. And I'd be remiss too from a sales standpoint, right? As we grow, as E4 grows, as we move up, you talked about being top 10. Obviously the larger the BGA, the larger the opportunity. That I don't want to say we have more sway with the carriers, but we do seemingly get more attention, and that can bode well for producers that are with us. So size has might sometimes, and as we get bigger, that could benefit and will benefit everybody that's affiliated. So you talked about high impact, right? So I do like that term. The one of the biggest things high impact that we do is a focus on education, and it's something that we kind of program our year around it. We've got some big and exciting news for 2025. I'll give you the opportunity to kind of kick those off. So what are the big educational events that we can look forward to in 2025? Dates, where they're at, and I think we just came off of our inner circle. I think you've got an announcement on that too, or to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so we have 3 keystone events each year, face to face with our advisors. Number one is our building business together. So BBT, we're going to move that format a little bit this year. We're calling it BBT, Building Business Together Great Lakes. That will be at Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan, Wisconsin. That's the date on that is April 29th. So along with our spring, with our baseball theme, spring training, spring ball, we're going to have that baseball theme at the Lake Lawn Resort, and we'll have top-notch speakers. Last year we had Tom Hegna. We've got a great lineup that we're working on for this year. That's going to be a keystone event. You're going to want to be there for that. We'll wrap up and kick off September. Kids back to school, getting ready for the fall push, the race for the pennant. We'll have a BBT Northern Plains, and that will be in Fargo on September 4th of this year. And then we have our Inner Circle, which is our elite advisor study group by invite that we have. And we're looking forward to bringing that out. We have not picked a date yet for that, but those three events will be key to giving advisors opportunities to hear great content, great speakers, sharpen the saw, build relationships, have some fun, get great sales ideas. We're looking forward to that. And then we've challenged, and Phil, you're leading this charge. We're challenging our regional vice president, wholesalers, to set up road shows in their locations so that something local combined with carriers, lunch and learns. There'll be other activities that fill in the educational opportunities, and challenging our wholesalers to have meetings each and every month and content available for the advisors we're working with.
In addition to education, I know this year E4 is recognized as the national security, or was a national financial security champion with NAFA, and E4 is largely
financial security champion for
financial
2024.
security. I was tripped up there. Yeah. NAFA is obviously a huge industry advocate. Do you want to talk about some of the advocacy that E4 has been doing and looking to continue into 2025?
Yes, we are obviously, we're members of both NAFA and FinSECA. FinSECA with NALBA, Association of Insurance and Life Brokerage Agencies. We have leadership, and we are a leader in the NAFA organization. We have, from our advisors that we work with who are serving in state leadership, I think within our organization we have 5 past state employees that are state NAFA presidents. And so that is it's a key part. We believe in advocacy. It's a huge part of being an industry leader. There's a saying, if you're not at the table, you'll be on the menu. And we're seeing that right now with a proposal on private placement life insurance being classified and taxed differently than other life insurance, which is just really an attack on the taxation of the death benefits of our products and the internal buildup. So we've got to stay vigilant, and we're going to be industry leaders when it comes to that. Many people aren't aware, but we sponsor 50 memberships within NAFA. We're looking to expand that in 2025 in a partnership with NAFA to add another 25 advisors that we will sponsor their membership that meet certain production criteria with us. So it's looking to expand that as we continue to grow, and so that we are the best industry advocates we could be.
Perfect. Looking into 2025, we made a few changes. You talked about the baseball already. Lead dog always gets the best view is what I like to say. Looking at the 2025 marketing calendar, what anything you want to highlight for us to keep our eyes open for? Anything?
Well, we're going to create consistent themes and messaging to make sure that we're bringing top-notch ideas monthly in our marketing calendar. So I'll just run down through the list here really quickly, but we're going to kick off January with a focus on estate planning. We felt that with the election now past us, the new Congress coming in, there's going to be taxation discussion, and let's kick off estate planning. Let's remember, it's not just for mega estates, that liquidity is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's equalization of an estate or children that aren't involved in the business or farm, estate planning is a huge opportunity for all of our advisors. Business valuation, it all starts in February with what's the value of the business? How do you determine that? So we'll have a lot of things to talk about there. From there, going into buy-sell planning in March, key person and executive benefits, retention, reward in April. May is Disability Income Awareness Month, so sick or hurt and can't work, what's the plan? June is Annuity Awareness Month. Doug will lead that charge for us. July, we get into worksite and voluntary benefits, and I'm very passionate about that, having lost an employee this year, that we offer voluntary benefits and guaranteed issue life insurance options for our staff, and I think every advisor needs to bring that out. August, we're going to focus on the linked benefits, the long-term care solutions that we can bring to the table. September, Life Insurance Awareness Month. October, leveraging the power of annuities. Long-term care awareness month in November, and then we wrap up with legacy planning in December. So a consistent, thought out package of content that we'll be bringing to our advisors in 2025.
Perfect. And a couple changes I want to highlight too, Dan, that you mentioned it is each month we're going to be doing a little bit. For those of you that have grown tired of my voice, you're not going to hear me as much in 2025. So we've asked each of our RVPs to take a month and kind of champion those and lead them. So we do have Bill Anderson will be kicking off I'll mention that here in a second here, but Bill Anderson will be kicking off our first month. And we'll be bringing outside guests in and really trying to make the brew. Again, education is a big thing. So the brew is kind of it's an important part. It's a weekly touch point. It keeps you up to speed with what's going on and helps us get stuff out to the field. So obviously that's something we want to continue to refresh and make better. And kind of a big announcement on that too is starting in January. This was our last for 2024, but starting in January, we are going to be moving the time. We're going to be moving brew to 10 o'clock Central from the noon time. We feel like obviously lunchtime is an important time for business to happen. A lot of times it's you're meeting with somebody or a colleague over that hour. So we feel like 10 o'clock, but brew is now going to be the coffee for those of you that have maybe some kind of different brew at noon, but the 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock East Coast. And we'll keep refreshing our programming because we want to make sure that we stay fresh and stay on top of it. So keep your eyes open for those invitations. We'll be putting it on LinkedIn and also sending out invites to the emails. And Dan, last question for you. Wrapping up this year, coming into a brand new year, what's the one big thing that you want to encourage advisors to do to move the needle, keeping the baseball theme? What can they do to hit the grand slam with their practice in 2025?
Well, before we get to that, Phil, I did want to say one other thing, that is on underwriting leadership is a focus of ours for 2025 as well. And obviously we've got everything from instant issue capabilities now, where we've seen a huge influx in the number of applications. With one of our carriers, over 70% of the applications are issued within 24 hours without blood or urine, without an exam. So leading the way with instant issue, accelerated underwriting, our ability to quote business for you across a multi-carrier platform is a huge focus for us, getting you the best offers the fastest. Our exam first process for large cases, that we get all of the information, the labs, everything up front. Our reinsurance programs exclusively with RGA. This is a huge initiative for us in 2025. And then lastly, we're piloting an AI program, artificial intelligence underwriting model, where we're going to be building our database of information and offers that we receive, taking all of the carrier underwriting manuals. It's all built into a language model to create some prediction about where to go with that case, and then improve that with artificial intelligence as we go along. So we're piloting on that program as well. Hitting a grand slam in 2025, for me, it's advisors having better planning conversations. Focus on becoming a financial security champion for your own business, helping your clients ask the question, what's the plan? And then building that plan out and making sure that you identify opportunities to improve the financial security outcomes for those clients. To me, that would mean we all hit a grand slam if we do that together.
Perfect. While we wait for any final questions, I'd like to remind everybody that our brew, along with this one as well as the other ones, are all recorded and they're stored in our library and can be visited and viewed at our website at e4.insurance. And Dan, while we wait for that, I don't see any additional questions or anything popped in. Danielle did share the link for the library. We are going to give away our gift card. So pick a number between 1 and 42.
1 and 42. Let's go with, we'll go with Larry Bird, number 33.
Number 33. I thought you were going to go with either 24 or 25 since that's what we were all talking about. So Tony Sullivan is, he better be a big Larry Bird fan. So he's going to get the CE and he's also going to get the $25 Starbucks gift card. And Tony, we appreciate you for participating in this brew today and watching as well. Dan, want to say thank you again. 2024 is a fantastic year. And the inroads were laid for a wonderful 2025. It sounds like everything is all steam, all systems going, all steam ahead. So due to the holidays, we will not be having.
Well, if I could say one more thing, Phil, and that
absolutely.
is, I just
You're the boss. You can say whatever.
Thanks, Phil. A week from today, all of us will really be gathered around with our families. We don't have a guarantee on tomorrow. We've seen heartbreak and heartache, and just be thankful that you're with your family this coming week. Spend time, love them, hug them, enjoy the time that you have. Think about the reason for the season, and I wish everyone's family a great Christmas and a happy New Year in the coming year.
Perfect. And like Dan mentioned, the next couple weeks is holidays. So with Christmas and the New Year, we will be not having our brews, brew telecast the next 2 weeks, but we will be back on January 8th to kick off our planning series and our January lineup with estate planning. We're excited to welcome nationally known estate planning attorney Kevin Crouch, and it has a special presentation, a special guest for us in January, as well as Bill Anderson, wealth strategist at E4, and they'll be discussing what's happening in the estate planning world and what Kevin sees in the future for all things estate tax planning, which, as we all know, 2025 is probably one of the most pivotal years we've seen in probably for sure the last 2 decades, and who knows what's going to come forward. So I want to say thank you to everybody for participating. I want to show my appreciation for the business that you have with E4. I have a very, very happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And we will see you all on the next brew. Thank you.